Hello. 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 Hello, all you fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful people out there in makeup world. My name is Gabe, and this is Gabe Loves Makeup, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm a 52-year-old makeup artist that has been in the industry for 30 plus years, and I'm still in the retail field where I help consumers just like you pick out beautiful skincare makeup products for their particular needs in general. And so yeah, guys, today we have another, can we just add another concealer to the market? Yay! We just love that. But we're going to be talking about this new Natasha Denona. I'm not even going to get into the name. It's a lot. We'll get into that in just a minute because that will take me probably an hour just to pronounce the name. If you guys are interested in this Natasha Denona concealer, are you interested in this concealer? Do you care about this concealer? Do you really give a flip about whether we have another concealer or not? If you are interested, then stick around and let's do it together. Okay, guys, before we dive into this concealer, can we talk about the hair for a minute? Because the hair is a mess. I'm letting it grow out. You know what it is, and it's just going to be what it is, so there you go. You have to deal with it. You might see it like this in another 3 videos or something probably, but anyway, so I have on my Dior cherry lip, not my cherry, I'm sorry, this is my 001, but this is what, it looks like cherry by the way it looks because I've been using it so much, but I have a little bit of lip oil on. I put on a little bit of the Too Faced Better Than Chocolate mascara just so I had something on but it looked dead, and yeah, that's it. That's all we have on because I wanted it to be very barefaced when we do this concealer because I am going to be doing a high glamorous look in the next few videos or whatever, so you just have to keep a lookout for that. But anyway, that's what we're doing basically today is I'm just putting the concealer on. I've already been wearing this concealer for a couple days. I've already got my opinions on it to give you guys what I think about it. I have comparisons with the older concealer. This is the Transfix, I think it's called Transfix Matte Concealer. I have the old one that everybody hated. I have that one too to kind of compare it with. And yeah, so let's get into it. So this is the High Glam Concealer. This is the packaging. It's what it looks like. I have this in 2 shades. We have this is R2 and that's R5. And yeah, and it's supposed to be, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not very prepared today. Usually I print stuff out. I have already or whatever. But you know what? I'm to this point where we have so many freaking concealers that I feel like all of them are doing the same thing. I'm like, how many more concealers and blushes and bronzers can one have? The only reason why I'm doing this is because I was curious, and I did like this concealer in the past, so I was curious about it. I mean, not that I needed another concealer, like I probably needed a hole in the head, but anyway, so just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what's on the box, you know, it boosts collagen synthesis for firm and luminous skin, cell detoxification, anti-aging, medium buildable coverage, long-lasting, water-resistant, paraben-free, vegan, alcohol-free, mineral oil-free, UV filter-free, and DS-free, and oil-free. That's kind of interesting. It's supposed to be up to a 19 years. Can you imagine what it would be like if you had a 19-year concealer on? That would be crazy. Anyway, a 19-hour wear concealer increases skin hydration, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. But kind of give you guys pretty much a rundown. It is $30. I think it's $30. I'll put it up here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 58 shades, which the shade range is really, really great. The only thing I will say about the shade range is that when you are picking out a concealer and you have that many options, it's very difficult to pick out what you're looking for because she came out with, I think it was either 5 or 6 correctors to go with this. So you're supposed to use the corrector before you actually use the concealer. I did not get the corrector. I got 2 different shades. I got number R2 for a little bit more brightening, and I got R5 in what I wanted to wear originally underneath my eyes. In the older formula, I had this one in 5R, which is what I bought. I did get 5R in this one, and then the other one was 8R for my face. So I got 2 different ones, but I did want to get a little bit more of a brightening color, so I got R2. Her more red shade because I am more redder, or they have a little bit more of that red pink undertone, work really well with my skin tone. I've also tried peaches and I like that as well, but I just seem to really tend to kind of like maybe a concealer with a little bit more pink in it. I just think it's a little bit more brightening. It just works better for me. So anyway, that's just my personal opinion. So here is the concealer. Let me pull them out of the boxes for you guys. You know, the packaging is really, really gorgeous. It's a beautiful tan matte suede. Well, actually not really matte, but it feels very slender. It's got a beautiful slender feel on it. It's really beautiful. I love the packaging. And compared to the older one, this is the older one. Sorry if the other one is not as clean, but see how much smaller this one is? And I think this one is 0.236 ounces. So, I mean, it definitely looks like it's a lot more. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look it up, but if I do, I'll put it right here below. But this is what it kind of looks like. So the one, the doe fit has a little bit more of it's got a little bit more of an open edge. You can see that just a little bit where you've got like a lot of concealer up in the inside. And then this is what the other one looks like. So the other one had more of just a flat applicator. So it didn't have the little circle in the middle of it. And the one was just a little bit shorter. So let me swatch the new colors for you. So this one is R5, so you guys can see, or is this R2? This one's R2, sorry about that. I'm all over the place, guys, so here, just bear with me. So that's the lighter shade that I got for brightening. And if you're probably asking why I didn't get the corrector, I was going to, and the shade corrector that I wanted to get, they were out of stock in. I got mine off of Sephora because I didn't want to wait, 5 years to get it off the Natasha Denona site because sometimes it takes a little while. I wanted to get a little bit faster, so I got it off Sephora instead. This one is R5, so that's what R5 looks like. And then this is what R5 looks in the trans matte. So that's the R5 in this one, then this is the 8. Sorry, see, I told you I was all over the place. So this is that's the 5R in the old formula, 8R in the old formula, 5R in the new formula, and 2R in the new formula. So you guys can kind of see them a little bit different, but you can see that they all have, these are both reds as well as this one is. So it's a very unique kind of, the way it kind of is. A lot of people did not care for the older formula. I was one of those rare ones that actually really liked the old formula. Don't ask me why. For some reason, it kind of worked for me. A lot of people absolutely hated it. They thought it looked really dry, and it was a trans matte type formula. This is supposed to be more of a luminous matte. And again, like I said before, I have been using this, so I've been wearing it. So I really like the older formula. For some reason, when I would spray it and everything, it kind of worked for me, and I would actually get compliments on it. And I usually don't do that with a matte concealer because I'm very dry, and any kind of a matte concealer just makes me look terrible. But for some reason, it kind of worked. And I'd also mixed the older one with more of a dewier one, and it worked really well as well. So anyway, with that said, I kind of enjoyed the older one. I'm not going to be doing a side-by-side comparison because this one is just, it's definitely more of a matte formula. The formula is totally different from this new one. So really, there's not going to be much of a comparison as far as I'm concerned. But the way that they feel, the packaging and everything, they just look totally different. So with that said, let's get into the actual application of this. First, guys, I'm going to kind of add a little bit of this light one here. We're going to add just a tad bit of the light there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the R5 here. And again, this is R2 and this is R5. I've been wearing this for the last couple days. And I'm going to use a little bit of a brush. I've been actually using my finger, and I've actually been enjoying it with my finger. But now look at the coverage. It's a medium coverage, but it gives a really good coverage. I like a little brightness, so I like a little bit of a lighter shade. And I've really discovered that sometimes I like a light shade and I like a darker shade. And so therefore, I felt like I kind of wanted to try the corrector, but at the same time, usually one concealer usually does it for me. I normally don't use a corrector all the time. I have them, I just don't use them normally. But that is one application, and look how pretty that is. It's very pretty, it's very smooth, it's very radiant. It does dry down after a little while, so it won't be as glowy, but it does kind of set on its own a little bit, so you can use it with powder or without powder. I've seen a couple reviews already. I've seen Morgan Turner, I've seen Patty Alonso, and I've also seen Tanya Wells. I've seen quite a few people do that, and I will leave this list down below if you guys want to check out their videos and what they think about it. I've also saw Michelle Wang's video, and she was not super crazy about this one. A spoiler alert, I think, you know, on the other videos, if I'm not mistaken, quite a few of them actually really like the concealer. I'm with that crowd. I think it works really beautiful. I think it's really super pretty. But let me just take a look. I'm going to take what little bit I've got on my brush here. And on my face, I'm just going to take the 5. I'm just going to take the 5. And I'm just going to place it in just little areas. Because like I said, I have another video to do, and I have a foundation that I'm going to be putting on in that video. So I just want to just kind of go over it because I'll have to take this off and put on the other. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's really pretty on the face. I wore this all day. It stays on all day. It doesn't crease on me. It doesn't make me look it doesn't make me look older. It does to me. This particular color does brighten my skin. As you can see, it's kind of brightening. Now, it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. I probably would need to go up to the 8. Or if I wanted to go around the 8, maybe 8 or 7, if I wanted it to match my skin tone right now, because it's, you know, getting closer to summer and I'm getting a lot more darker. But you know, I don't mind it being a little brighter because most of the time I usually use a bronzer or I'll put something like that on. So I really don't mind it kind of brightening me up a little bit. As you can see how it just kind of brightened and it just kind of lifted that one side of the face. It looks really super pretty. It gives, like I said, you can build the coverage. I wouldn't say it's definitely not a full. It's definitely not a full coverage, but it does give a really nice coverage, and it doesn't bunch up or anything. I've done it with my finger. I've done it with a brush. I've also done it with a sponge. There's so many ways that you can do it if you want to. Usually it's just with my finger here of late. I've wore it to the gym as well. I wanted to see what it kind of did with as far as like just a little bit with like the water resistant. I know that it doesn't say sweat resistant or it's like a long wear type thing. It did say 19-hour wear, but I just wanted to see what the wear time was with it. And it did a really good job. I mean, it stayed on pretty decently for it to be, you know, especially during a workout if you're sweating. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this concealer, guys. I'm a little surprised. Well, maybe not. Maybe, let me take that back. Because really, because again, so many people hated the last concealer, and I mean, you know, and there were just so many that just didn't like it. I don't know why. I liked it better. I'm just weird like that. I guess I'm always the out child. You know, I'm the kind of a person that if the party says to wear, you know, it's supposed to be all black, I'll wear white because I want to stand out. I want to be different from everybody else. That's just the way I've always been. I'm one of those weird choices out, or one of those weird kind of people that's like that. But I definitely, for some odd reason, it worked for me. I don't know why, but it just kind of worked for my eye area. But I do think this one is definitely a lot more luminous. You have to be careful with the other one. You have to be a little bit more on the edge of your toes because it can get very matte. It can get very cakey. You don't need very much of it. However, I do really like this formula on the face. It works really good on the face. It works really nice. But this one does too. It's just a little bit more luminous, where the other one is just a little bit more, I don't want to say long wearing, but it's just got a little bit more of that matte feel to it. So it does look really pretty on the skin. It also looks really pretty in photographs. It looks really good in photographs. I haven't really taken a lot of photos with this one, so I really don't know how it's going to look in photos. I mean, I guess I will find out when I start doing my thumbnails and stuff for this video, because I will have it on and we'll be able to see. But I'm sure if Natasha Denona, she's a makeup artist, she knows what she's doing. You know, but yeah, I think it's pretty pretty. I mean, what do you guys think? You have to let me know down below. Are you even interested in this concealer? Were you even interested? I'm sure a lot of you are probably done with concealers because you probably bought like 5 of them already, because we've been through We went through the Dior reformulation. We have the Givenchy. We have the Valentino. We have the Urban Decay. We have the Tom Ford. You know, there's many, many more that and there's some of them I didn't even pick up. But there's so many that's out on top of like all these blushes and bronzers and all these releases. And I mean, you know, it just gets to a point where you just, you know, you can't have it all. But I'm going to pretty much here, let me add a little oil. I don't look too dry. My lips don't look too dry. This is a really good concealer. It's really good. If you're interested in it, if it's something you're interested in, especially if you are a little bit more of a mature eye wear and you're a little concerned about it, you weren't really sure if it was going to be for you or not, and it's saying luminous matte, is that going to really work? I know, again, like I said, I think it was Michelle Wang. She really loved it in the beginning, and then I think she had some issues towards the end. There was a few mixed results with it. Like some people really loved it, some people didn't. If you could get this in store when it hits stores, I don't think it's hit stores yet. It's just online. If you can go in and actually find your correct shade in it, I think that would be better. I did see in Ulta when I was there, because I travel for work, and I have Ulta stores. And then in the Natasha Denona gondola, they already had the placements for the concealers. I don't know if they're going to carry all 58, but they do have they will have the concealers there, and you can definitely go there. I don't know about Sephora, but you could definitely check there. I do know that they have them all online if you want to do that too, whichever way is easier. I just think it'd be better for you to actually go in and swatch it and play with it and see if it's for you or not, you know, to test it, and also to find your color, maybe get some help with finding your color if you really want to try it. But $30 for this particular type of a concealer is not bad for Natasha Denona. I think that's pretty good. I am very, very excited with this concealer. I'm hoping that this is going to really make a big difference with the new foundation she's going to come out with. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm guessing because I don't know if she's going to come out with one or not, but I'm guessing that she is. Because if she's doing complexion now, I could see, and maybe not in maybe early fall, September or something like that, her coming out with a new foundation. And I loved her previous foundations. Again, a lot of people didn't care for those, but I really enjoyed her complexion products. And I thought her foundations were really good, her last ones. I enjoyed them. I loved mixing them together, but I'm very interested to see what she's going to come out with in the future. But I definitely recommend these guys. So if you want to, it's a thumbs up for me. If you want to go out and check it out, it's something you can. If you have the Givenchy, or if you have the Urban Decay is a major full coverage, a little bit more different. But if you have the Givenchy or the Dior, it's a little similar to that one. So I definitely don't think that you have to run out and grab it. But if you're in the market for concealer, if you have not already picked up one by now, I feel like with all these concealers, I mean, but I know some people are not like me, and I know that I do this to help you guys out. And not everybody goes out and runs out and buys a brand new concealer. But anyway, if you are looking for a new concealer, this may be something you might want to check into, especially if you like a little bit more of that kind of a luminous kind of a look. And it's got that pretty brightening to it. I mean, I just think it's a really pretty concealer. I think it's really nice overall. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Also, remember to like and subscribe if you guys have not yet. If you liked this video, great, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, then I always tell them, because I've got some haters. I know everybody's like, Gabe, how could you have haters? Trust me, I have some haters. But you know what? If they didn't like the video, then I can't help it. But if you did stick around this long, I am so glad that you did. Thank you so much. And with that said, guys, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall. Love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today, because life is way too short. Also, remember to be kind to someone, because kindness can go off a long way, especially these days. And also remember to, to kind of give yourself a little love today, have a laugh, enjoy life, because again, like I said, it's way too short. So anyway, take care, and we will see you again in the next episode. Mwah.